welcome and welcome back. It's nice to have you here. So I wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for reaching the goal of 100 subscribers. Honestly, when I started this journey, I remember having 3 subscribers for a long time and thinking, you know what, if that's all I get, that's fine. So I am amazed that I have surpassed that by leaps and bounds. And you guys have been amazing, and you've made this journey so worthwhile. I did it as a way of kind of trying to get out of a bad headspace and to help other people. And thank you, because you guys are helping me. You're giving me life as I go through this strange transitional period in my life. And hopefully I'm helping you, because that would be great. That's my ultimate goal, is to, as I'm growing and learning, to help you guys to grow and learn. So thank you so much for that. My second thing is I was kind of thinking it might be fun to find out from people the top like 5 to 10 albums that you've listened to lately, or songs maybe, or artists. That's fine too. And I pulled up my Google Play Music just to see, because I noticed I go through phases where I'll listen to either a certain artist, a couple of their albums, or a certain genre of music for a couple albums, and then I'll switch, and then it's an interesting pattern, and then I'll continue on to that genre or artist for a time, and then I'll switch to something else. So I will give you my top 10 recent albums, and by top 10 I mean the top recent albums I've listened to lately, according to my Google Play Music, which is where I listen to all my music, with the exception of occasionally YouTube watching music videos. But for the most part, I use Google Play Music, which I love, but I heard they're doing away with it, and it's going to go into YouTube, some kind of YouTube music subscription. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to switch to Spotify or whatever, but I guess I'll have to figure that out soon. All right, so I have actually, my first 2 are Alphaville albums from the 80s, of course. Who's surprised? But they are so incredible and underrated. Actually, I had an improv friend of mine tell me about the Forever Young album, which is the first one I have on here, most recently listened to. And it's really great from top to bottom. It's a solid album. So then I go into my second one, which is Afternoons in Utopia, and that's just one that I heard one song when I was sort of listening to like an 80s radio station that Google curated, and then a song from this album popped up, and then I decided to listen to the whole album. It's pretty good, but I think I'd recommend Forever Young first. I think I need to get into Afternoons in Utopia, and then I might be able to say, yeah, that's a solid one. Some albums take me a minute, and by a minute I mean a couple listens, and then I really love it, and sometimes it's instant love. And so it varies. It's really interesting to me. I never know. Sometimes something that I think is just okay in the beginning, I end up falling in love with after a bunch of listens. So those are the first 2. Then I have the Wings Greatest Hits album. Surprise! I didn't realize how much I freaking love Wings until recently. It's funny, actually, another YouTuber, Frank James, he was talking about Wings. Yes, he was talking about the Band on the Run album, which I listened to, and then I loved it, and then I started going, well, what other Wings albums are there? And the Wings Greatest Hits came up, and that's just great because it's got all the hits, right? And then, speaking of hits, my next one is the Taylor Dayne Greatest Hits album, and the reason that one's on there is because Tell It to My Heart got in my head, and I was like, I freaking love that song, and so I listened to it on loop. And then I realized that song, or Taylor Dayne herself, I don't know because I haven't seen her in interviews, but her music, and especially that song, screams to me ENFJ. I don't even know why. I can't even tell you it's an ENFJ. I think it's got like a poppy fun vibe, but it also is like her bleeding heart screaming about I love you, and I need to know that you love me, and I want your love, and sort of that her shadow INFP lyrics with the bubbly, fun, dancing ENFJ music behind it. Maybe that's why. That's a guess. Okay, so those are my top 4. Then next I have Violator by Depeche Mode. I was listening to that. It's not my favorite Depeche Mode album, but I like it. It's got some really good hits on it, or songs, I should say, not just hits. But I was wearing that shirt for a recently filmed video, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to that and see see what that album's all about. It's a little bit darker, I will say. So you kind of got to be in that headspace. Then the Turtles, The Battle of the Bands. I love this one because of the album cover. I don't know if I'll be able to show a picture because I'm all about copyright laws and making sure I'm not violating them. But it's fun because they're all in tuxedos and they look very formal. But the album is awesome. Then I have Beatles for Sale, which I was listening to. I had no reply in my head, so I was like, I have to listen to this. Yeah, so that's one I don't normally listen to of their albums, but it's a good one too. And then I have Genesis, which thank you to Beatrice. I gotta give you a shout out. One of my wonderful viewers, Beatrice, got me hooked on Home by the Sea. So now I listen to that song and that album all the time. So good. So highly recommend it. And then I have Tango in the Night by Fleetwood Mac, which is a classic. You can't go wrong with, is it Tell Me Lies? Little Lies? Little Lies. Yeah, and Everywhere. Mystified is great too. I mean, honestly, that one, again, that's another top to bottom. You could listen to that and it's just perfecto. And then last I have Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, which is her debut album. But you wouldn't know it because she's got a bunch of hits on there. She Bop and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Time After Time, All Through the Night. Oh, Be Still My Heart. I love that song so much. It just gives me all the feels. So those, I think, did I get 10? I really hope I got 10 there. I think I did. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so those are my top 10 recently listened to albums. Thanks again for making me 100 subscribers richer. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. I hope you are well and stay weird, my friends. Bye.